It's Saturday night in lockdown land, and there's not much else to do. So let's watch Dom get a little bit pissed. It's the 45 Music Quiz.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the 45 Music Quiz. I'm Dom from FortyFive Vinyl Cafe. There is also Dan, who is in the background at home, who's keeping an eye on all the scores and things. We've got 5 rounds this week. We've got general knowledge, got connections, a slice of album art, a musicals round, and the Shoestring Cinema Club video round, which is going to be absolutely sensational. I can't wait for this, because it's just this is up there with one of the best things ever. We are throwing the musicals around in because we're trying to throw off the the pandemic at the quiz show team, who are reigning champions of 3 weeks in a row so far. So we've put musicals around there, knowing our luck. There's going to be a musicals aficionado in their team this week. So, without further ado, let's start the 45 live music quiz all the way from sunny Dunny. Round 1. General knowledge. Get your papers at the ready. Get your Google Forms at the ready. Question number 1. Los Del Rio had a one-hit wonder back in the 90s. What was the song? Round 1, question number 1. Los Del Rio had a one-hit wonder back in the 90s. What was the song? Question number 1. Los Del Rio had a one-hit wonder back in the 90s. What was the song? Question number 2. Who won the Mercury Prize in 2019? Who won the Mercury Music Prize in 2019? That's question number 2. Who won the Mercury Music Prize in 2019? Question number 3. Where did the band Aha originate? Aha! Question number 3. Where did the band Aha originate? Question number 4. What were the singers Martha Wash and Izora Armstead better known as? What were the singers Martha Wash and Izora Armstead better known as? I have read through these questions this time, you'll believe it or not. Doesn't mean I can actually pronounce any of these names, but, you know, I read through them. That was question number 4. What were the singers Martha Wash and Izora Armstead better known as? Question number 5. What is the minimum number of musicians a band must have to be considered a big band? This is in relation to jazz and swing bands. So that sort of big band. What is the minimum number of musicians a band can have to be considered a big band? Question number 5. What is the minimum number of musicians a band must have to be considered a big band? Question number 6. What song was the very first to be shown on MTV? What song was the very first video to be shown on MTV? That's question number 6. What song was the very first music video to be shown on MTV? And question number 7, directly related. What was the name of the band? So questions number 6 and 7. What is the name of the song and what is the name of the band? So that was question number 6. What was the very first music video to be shown on MTV? And number 7, what was the name of the band? Question number 8. How many songs from the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band were released as singles? That's question number 8. How many songs from the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band were released as singles? That was question number 8. How many songs from the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band were released as singles? Question number 9. Which action movie star once appeared in an Erasure video painted it in blue while standing around in his undercrackers? Which action movie star once appeared in an Erasure video painted in blue while standing around in his undercrackers? That was question number 9. Which action movie star once appeared in an Erasure video painted in blue while standing around his undercrackers? Tonight is not the night I'm talking. And finally, question number 10 for round 1. Which band gets their name from a term used in the 1940s by the US Air Force for UFOs? That was question number 10. Which band gets their name from a term used in the 40s by the US Air Force for UFOs? Now it's the final question for round 1, general knowledge. Which band gets their name from a term used in the 40s by the US Air Force for UFOs? So I'll leave this slide up for a minute. Smash that like button when you're ready to move on, and we'll get on to round 2, which is the connections round, which I'm particularly proud of this time. Round of applause for everyone at home for the general knowledge round as written by Dan. So once you're ready, put those likes in the comments, and we'll get moving on to the connections round. Let's move on to round number 2, the connections round. We have got 5 questions in this round. The 6th question is how they are all connected. Some of you might get this quite quickly. We'll see. Let's start with question number 1 for the connections round. Number 1. Which was the first hip-hop song to top the US Billboard Top 100 in 1989? That's question number 1 for the connections round. Which was the first hip-hop single to top the US Billboard Top 100 in 1989? The year all legends are born. That was question number 1. Which was the first hip-hop song to top the US Billboard Top 100 in 1989? Question number 2. Which 1997 Britpop defining music video features a singer walking down a street bumping into passers-by? Question number 2. Which 1997 Britpop defining music video features the singer walking down a street bumping into passers-by? That was question number 2. Which 1997 Britpop defining music video features the singer walking down a street bumping into passers-by? Question number 3. What is the name of the artist that sang the theme song to Ghostbusters? That's question number 3. What is the name of the artist that sang the theme tune to Ghostbusters? Question number 4. Lip Sync, Funky Town, and Wild Cherries Play That Funky Music are both US number 1 Hot 100 singles, but which 2014 song was the first chart topper to include just the word funk? Lip Sync with Funky Town, Wild Cherries Play That Funky Music are both US number 1 Hot 100 singles, but which 2014 song was the first chart topper to include just the word funk? That was question number 4. Lips Inc. with Funky Town and Wild Cherries Play That Funky Music are both US number 1 Hot 100 singles, but which 2014 song was the first chart topper to include the word funk? And finally, question number 5. Not finally, there is a 6th one as well. Number 5. Which 2014 song was banned from more than 20 UK universities due to its misogynistic lyrics? That's which 2014 song was banned from more than 20 UK universities due to its misogynistic lyrics? That was which 2014 song was banned from more than 20 UK universities due to its misogynistic lyrics. And number 6 is, what is the connection between these 5 questions? And once we are ready, once again, smash that like button, and we'll move on to a slice of album art picture round. Now, some of you out there are probably going to be devastated to hear that the I'm Not With the Band round is not making an appearance this week. We have decided to change things up a little bit. We'll probably bring it back next week. Dan can put a vote in the comments and see whether we'll have the I'm Not With the Band round next week. But I just couldn't explain it. That's the problem. But everyone knows what happens now. But anyway, we've got a different round this week. It's a slice of album art. I have taken a little square. I say a little square. It's in a moderately sized square from album artwork. And you have got to guess which album they have come from. So, round number 3, a slice of album art. Question number 1. We want to know, who is the album? Who is the artist? You get a point for each for the artist and a point for the album. So you get a point for each. 1 for the artist and 1 for the album. With question number 1, which album does this come from? So that's question number 1. Which album does this come from? Moving on to question number 2. What is the album? What is the artist? And question number 3. It's starting to look a little bit provocative here, I think. That was a real tinny this time, apart from my incredible miming in the intro. It was also about 11 o'clock this morning, so I think that might be a little bit irresponsible. Am I right, lads? Yeah, that was question number 3. Question number 4. We want to know the album and the artist. If there's people at home flicking through their albums at the moment. So what is the album? What is the artist? And finally, question number 5. So for that round, we were looking for the album and the artist for each one of these snippets. From their album artwork, we're looking for the artist and the album name. And once we're ready to move on to the next round, which is the musicals round, smash that like button and we'll move on. So for round number 4, we have got the musicals round. Dan has very carefully gone through lots of musical questions. Obviously, we're talking Broadway musicals. I have got absolutely no idea about anything to do with Broadway musicals at all. So most of these questions were news to me in the first place. So, without further ado, the musicals round. Question number 1. Which musical features the song Memory? I probably would have got that one. That's question number 1 for the musicals round. Which musical features the song Memory? Question number 2. In which city is the Phantom of the Opera set? That's question number 2. Which city is the Phantom of the Opera set? That was question number 2. Which city is the Phantom of the Opera set? Question number 3. Which musical comedy is adapted from the 1975 film Monty Python and the Holy Grail? That's question number 3. Which musical comedy is adapted from the 1975 film Monty Python and the Holy Grail? That's question number 3. Which musical comedy is adapted from the 1975 film Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Question number 4. Wicked is based on an alternative telling of which classic book? That's question number 4. Wicked is based on an alternative telling of which classic book? That's question number 4. Which Wicked is based on an alternative telling of which classic book? Question number 5. What are the first 3 words of the first line of the Sound of Music song, My Favourite Things? All right, so question number 5. What are the first 3 words of the first line of the Sound of Music song, My Favourite Things? We will not accept Ariana Grande and Big Brothers, I'm afraid. That was question number 5. What are the first 3 words of the first line of the Sound of Music song, My Favourite Things? Question number 6. In the musical Chicago, what is Roxy Hart's crime? That's in the musical Chicago. What is Roxy Hart's crime? Question number 6. In the musical Chicago, what is Roxy Hart's crime? Question number 7. West Side Story is based on which Shakespeare play? That's question number 7. West Side Story is based on which Shakespeare play? Question number 8. In which musical are Tracy Turnblad, Link Larkin, and Corny Collins characters? Which musical are Tracy Turnblad, Link Larkin, and Corny Collins characters? That's question number 8. Which musical are Tracy Turnblad, Link Larkin, and Corny Collins characters? Question number 9. In the film The Producers, what is the name of the musical being produced? That is a good question. In the film The Producers, what is the name of the musical that is being produced? That is some postmodern musical question there. I love it. Will we accept capitals on random places due to alcohol? I'll let Dan reply to that one. The fact that I can even get my words out is... That's question number 9. In the film The Producers, what is the name of the musical that is being produced? And the final question of the musicals round... Question number 10. Who starred as Mary Poppins in the 1964 film Mary Poppins? And the final question for round 4, the musicals round. Who starred as Mary Poppins in the 1964 film Mary Poppins? And when we're ready, once again, smash that like button. And we will move on to the final round. I can't believe we're at the final round already, but it is an absolute corker with the Shoestring Cinema Club round. I literally can't wait for this. Round 5. The Shoestring Cinema Club. I have been in touch with various members of the York community over the past week. Actually, on Thursday morning, saying, I want you to use household items to recreate movie scenes or a movie. And it has to be silent. So we have got 6 questions on this one. We have got 6 people who have been involved. They are they've all used household items. They couldn't say anything. And this has been possibly one of my favourite things. We are bringing this one back again. We've got an even better one for next one. So for question number 1, we go over to the wonderful Beth McCarthy. What movie is it that she is recreating here? Aww. Aww. Look at his little face. It's question number 1 from Beth McCarthy. Let's watch that again. What movie is Beth recreating here? Aww. Aww. Could look at that face all day. Question number 2 for our Shoestring Cinema Club. From the wonderful Sam Watlin at Pop-Up York. From the brilliant Sam Watlin from Pop-Up York, who hosts pop-up cinema nights across the city. Here he is doing a. Let's watch that again. Incredible work. Fantastic work. What movie is Sam Watlin going for there? Question number 3 from Gemma and Nikki Nero from the Artful Dodger. This is going to break everyone's heart. Here we go. The Nero family there. What movie was the Nero family recreating here? And this is now going to come as a revelation to our group chat when Nicky posted a photo of his face yesterday, and everyone thought he had a really bad tanning accident. But no, he was just going as the lion. Oh no, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, I think you get the idea. Here we go once again from Nikki and Gemma Nero from the Artful Dodger crew. Incredible work. And the question number 4. Now this we had John Mennell last week went out of the ballpark with his production techniques. I'm afraid, John Mennell, I think you've got a challenger from Lee from Flat Cap Carnival. This is up there to being one of the best I have seen. Here we go. Lee from Flat Cap Carnival. What have you got for us? Absolutely sensational work from Lee from Flat Cap Carnival. Apparently my mic might have been panned to one side. Has my mic now just turned up incredible amounts? We'll watch that again. Lee Richardson from Flat Cat Carnival. Here we go. And oh no, we've still got another one after this. With question number 5 from Craig Robinson. Craig Robinson there from the Tattoo Room in Haxby. Taking things a little bit more literal here from Craig Robinson. Well, let's watch that one again. Fantastic work. And question number 6. This is another absolute corker. Also involves a dog. Zach Ford and Amy Ford, the Ford Quarantiners, I think they're called, in the house this evening. Let's watch their Shoestring Cinema Club video. Fantastic. Zach did actually do a whole 1 minute edit. So I did cut this down to 10 seconds. But I think we know who the star of the show is. Let's watch this once again. What movie is Zach and Amy Ford, and Butch, of course, recreating here for the Shoestring Cinema Club? Go on, Butch. Good lad. Absolutely sensational work. Shall we watch them again? Because they were really good. Actually, we'll watch them again. We're watching them again at the end, actually. When we do the answers, I'll put them all in again. So that was the Shoestring Cinema Club. Thank you for everyone who took part in that one. We had Beth McCarthy, Sam Watlin, Nikki and Gemma Nero, Lee Richardson, Craig Robinson, and Zach and Amy Ford. Thank you very much for being involved. That's the end of the questions for the 45 music quiz for the 18th of April. Is it a Saturday? Is it a Sunday? Is it a Monday? Who even knows anymore? That's the end of the questions. We will be back in 15 minutes' time. We'll be back at 8:30. Is that even right? Because I don't know if my clock's even working. Yes, it is right. We'll be back at 8:30. We have got a halftime challenge. Once again, we want you to recreate an album cover that's in your collection. We want to see a picture of your album cover that you have recreated. Make sure you include your team name, because last week no one included their team name. We had no idea who anyone was. So your halftime challenge for the next 15 minutes. We'll be back at 8:30 with the answers. You've got 15 minutes to recreate an album cover of your choice in your collection. We want to have a picture with your team name, so we actually know who you are. We've also got our PayPal link, paypal.me/FortyFiveUK, if you do fancy dropping a couple of pennies in there. If you could submit your Google form right now, so Dan can get cracking with the answers. You have. I'm going to say you're going to finish up. I'm going to wait until this gets to on the minute, and I'm going to give you 30 seconds to submit your form, anything after this 30 seconds is not going to be allowed. Because we're just going to be like that. So you can't rewind the video. Okay, you have 30 seconds to put your form in, starting from now. I should put the countdown theme tune on. I would do, but you know, copyright strikes and all that. Oh, that's YouTube, innit? Anyway, it'll mute the audio and all that sort of thing. That'll just be a disaster. So we will be back in 15 minutes' time. You've got 10 seconds to submit your forms. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Submit your forms right now. We will be back in 15 minutes' time. Dan's going to be going through all of the answers. Get yourself another beer. Do all that sort of thing. And make yourself recreate an album cover. If you send the album cover that you've recreated to quiz@FortyFiveUK.com, and make sure you include the team name in with the picture, even if you're holding up on a bit of paper or something. I'll be going through them at the end of the answers. They'll all be going into our Google Drive, and I'll be having a look at. We'll be looking at all of them together. So make sure you get some decent ones in there. You've got 15 minutes. We'll be back. That's 8:30. I'm off for a wee. Oh, forgot me backy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, how did you find it? Did everyone feel like it was a successful mission? I think we're going to start going through the answers shortly. Tell us how you're all doing in the chat. Hope your album cover recreations are looking spectacular. See, everyone's obviously beaving away at their album cover recreations. We've got 57 teams on the card tonight. I'm interested to see how Pandemic at the Quiz Show have done for the musicals round. Got 201 people playing, 106 viewers, that's lovely. So, Pandemic at the Quiz Show going to clinch it once again. It's going to be a very interesting round, this one. I've got all the answers here. And when we're ready to move on to go through the answers, you'll find your answer sheet in your emails. It's been sent back to you. If you want to go and follow through the answers with me. And when you're about ready, if you smash that like button, I'll be able to, I'll know when we're about ready to move on. So we will be going back through the video round again. Purely because there's just some absolute corkers in there. We've already got ideas for what next week's video round is going to involve. Also need to know whether we should be bringing back I'm Not With the Band again.
There's lots of requests for the intro to be played again.
There's also a lot of requests I've heard from those for the intro to be played again. I'm sure I can. I'm sure we can get the intro back on at the end, so you can stay tuned for the 45 Music Quiz theme song. Let's get it to number 1, shall we? Even though it's got a little bit of swearing in it. Oh, I just realised my chat wasn't loading. That's why I didn't really see anything. Yeah, okay, well, I'll bring back I'm Not With the Band again. I'm not going to explain it every time. So people don't understand, then they're just going to, well, they're just going to kind of figure out what on earth is going on. So, shall we start with some answers then, shall we? Is it answer time already? This one's flown by this week. I don't know whether I'm just getting used to it. Okie dokie. General knowledge round. Are you ready for some answers? Question number 1. Los Del Rio had a one-hit wonder back in the 90s. What was the song? Los Del Rio with the Macarena. That was Los Del Rio with the Macarena. Question number 2. Who won the Mercury Music Prize in 2019? It was Dave. I do like Dave, but I mean, I mean, come on. Let's be little bit more imaginative when you're thinking of an artist name. Question number 3. Where did the band Aha originate from? They're from Norway. Question number 4. What were the singers? Martha Wash and Izora Armstead, better known as they are the Weather Girls. Question number 5. What is the minimum number of musicians a band must have to be considered a big band? It's 10. Question number 6. What song was the very first to be shown on MTV? Video killed the radio star, ironically enough. And question number 7 was, what was the band? It's the Buggles. 2 G's in that. Buggles. Doesn't matter. But not Bugles. Buggles. Question number 8. How many songs from the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band were released as singles? Oh, it's a trick question here. It's 0. None of them were released as singles. Question number 9. Which action movie star once appeared in an Erasure video painted in blue while standing around in his undercrackers? It was Jason Statham. And as proof of Jason Statham being in the music video for Erasure's Run to the Sun, there he is. Go on, Jason. Good lad. That's more silver rather than blue. But anyway, that's Jason Statham in his undercrackers dancing around to Eurasia. And question number 10, which band gets their name from a term used in the 1940s by the US Air Force for UFOs? It is the Foo Fighters. Oh, there we go. We've got Pandemic at the quiz show already arguing for the points. He does look silver. Dan wrote the questions. You can blame him. Dan at FortyFiveUK.com. Round number 2, the connections round. I'm quite impressed with this one. This was my round, so if anyone doesn't like it, then well. He got me to answer for. Dom at FortyFiveUK.com. Right, connections round. Question number 1. Which was the first hip-hop song to top the US Billboard Top 100 in 1989? Cracking year. It was Vanilla Ice with Ice Ice Baby. These are this is just 1 point whether you get the I think it's just 1 point. Yeah, whether you get the song or the yeah, there's just 1 point anyway. So yeah, which was the first hip hop song to top the US Billboard Top 100 in 1989? It was Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. Question number 2. Which 1997 Britpop defining music video features a singer walking down a street bumping into passers-by? It was The Verve with Bittersweet Symphony. Question number 3. What is the name of the artist that sang the theme song to Ghostbusters? It's Ray Parker Jr. Question number 4. Lips Inc., Funky Town, and Wild Cherries Play That Funky Music are both US number 1 top 100 singles. But which 2014 song was the first chart topper to include just the word funk? It was Uptown Funk. Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars with Uptown Funk. Question number 5. Which 2014 song was banned from more than 20 UK universities due to its misogynistic lyrics? It is Robin Thicke with Blurred Lines. And drumroll please for The Connection. All of these songs have been through the courts for copyright and plagiarism cases. Vanilla Ice with Ice Ice Baby with Queen and Under Pressure. Dong, 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 da, da, dong, dong. The Verve, Bittersweet Symphony. That was the Rolling Stones. It was an orchestral version of The Last Time. Question number 3, Ray Parker Jr. Ghostbusters is almost exactly the same as Huey Lewis in the News, I Want a New Drug, and Huey Lewis sued him for it, but they settled out of court. Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars with Uptown Funk, the Gap Band, among many others. But the Gap Band took them to court for Oops Upside Your Head. And Robin Thicke, he was with Blurred Lines. Marvin Gaye, he took them to court because the beat was very similar to Got to Give It Up. So if you've got that connection, yeah, stand up for that one. That's an absolute classic. Yeah, I'm very impressed if you got that connection. Round number 3, we have got a slice of album art. I think people probably get to get some of these. So number 1, who is this cheeky chappy? It's from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band by the Beatles. I was going to have this guy down here, but I kept kind of cropping in his face. Yeah, that's question number 1. That's from Sgt. Pepper's. Question number 2. Who's this? What album was this from? Pretty obvious. Peel slowly and see. It's from the Velvet Underground. The actual album is called The Velvet Underground and Nico, but we'll accept Andy Warhol as well, or just The Velvet Underground. It's sometimes kind of just self-titled. But yeah, we'll accept any of them. Number 3, David Bowie. No, number 3, what's this? It's David Bowie with Aladdin Sane. Question number 4. This one, I never ever even noticed this person in this album cover ever in my whole entire life, but it's from Purple Rain. And number 5, I'll be interested to see if anyone really got this one, because it is from Amy Winehouse's Back to Black. How are we all feeling with that one? So, round number 4 is the musicals round. Now, this is one which I would not have got any of these right, apart from probably the first one. So the musicals round. Why is this not playing? Oh, sorry, hang on. Oh, no, hang on. Previous. You didn't see that. Didn't happen. Question number 1. Which musical features the song Memory? It's Cats. You didn't see that. It happened. That's question number 1. Which musical features the song Memory? That's Cats. That's an easy one. That's the only one actually I would have got. In which city is the Phantom of the Opera set? It's not Austria. It's Paris. I don't know why I would probably guess Austria because that's where they have operas, isn't it? Question number 3. Which musical comedy is adapted from the 1975 film Monty Python and the Holy Grail? It's Spamalot. Question number 4. Wicked is based on an alternative telling of which classic book? It's The Wizard of Oz, which is pretty obvious. I would have got that one as well. Number 5. What are the first 3 words of the first line of the Sound of Music song My Favourite Things? We were not accepting Ariana Grande or Big Brothers. The first 3 words for My Favourite Things are Raindrops on Roses. Question number 6. In the musical Chicago, what is Roxy Hart's crime? It was murdering her lover. If you just put murder, I'm sure that's absolutely fine. Question number 7. West Side Story is based on which Shakespeare play? It's Romeo and Juliet. Question number 8. In which musical are Tracy Turnblad, Link Larkin, and Corny Collins characters? They're from Hairspray. Question number 9. This is the most postmodern question of all time. In the film The Producers, what is the name of the musical being produced? It is Springtime for Hitler. If anyone got that, full-on round of applause. And question number 10. Who starred as Mary Poppins in the 1964 film Mary Poppins? I'm burping. It was Julie Andrews. Roxy Neal, we shot her husband. That's that same thing. Murdering a lover or shooting husbands. That all ties in together, Roxy. Oh, I can't believe it. Pandemic at the quiz show has smashed the musicals round. I can't believe it. What's going to happen? What's going to happen here? Vicky Trundle, full marks. Ten out of 10 for the York Theatre Royal staff, aka the Espresso Quarantinis. Wonderful to have you here. And then we're on to the final round for the questions, which we've all been waiting for to see these again. The absolutely phenomenal Shoestring Cinema Club. I'll play the video first, and then I think the answers are pretty obvious, apart from one of them. I think one of them is a little bit out there. So, Shoestring Cinema Club. Question number 1 from the lovely Beth McCarthy and Alfie. Oh, look at his little face. And go on, Beth, what movie was this?
And the correct answer was E.T. Woohoo!
Of course, it's E.T. Question number 2 from Sam Watling from Pop Up York, who put on cinema cinema nights at the New Year's Wick Folk Hall, amongst other places. Here he is, recreating a movie. What movie is Sam Watling recreating here? Can we also admire the fact that the hair is growing progressively throughout the video? Absolutely sensational work there from from Sam Watling. What movie was Sam Watling doing?
Hello, my name is Forrest Gump, and people call me Forrest Gump.
Of course, it was Forrest Gump, donning the same outfit that he did for his for the intro from the folk hall a few months back. That was Sam Watling from question number 2 with Forrest Gump. Question number 3. The Nero family, which absolutely has broken my heart, this cold dead heart, into a million pieces. The Nero family. Here we go. Well, I think that's just absolutely top marks there from everyone involved. I especially love the the dust yellow brick road here. Of course,
The Wizard of Oz!
it was the Wizard of Oz. Look at them all. Absolutely incredible work. Thank you very much to the Nero family. Question number 4. We've got Lee from Flat Cap Carnival. And this one did actually got some audio in it, which I had to mute, but we're bringing it back. Here we go. With Lee from Flat Cap Carnival. What have you got for us? So some of my favourite moments which I picked out on this is was when the table comes down here, you can see Becca's hand just lowering the table in the background. That's literally one of the greatest parts of it all. Lee, what have you got for us?
Hola, quizzes. That was Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It was obviously Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Just read, he's got an Easter egg. Oh God, I just I didn't even notice it was an Easter egg. Oh, that's it, yeah. And the hose pipe for a whip as well. Just all round, just incredible work. Question number 5 for the Shoestring Cinema Club. This one's a bit out there. I felt a bit bad because this one's actually a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. Anyway, here's Craig Robinson. So taking things quite literally there for Craig Robinson. What is he doing here? It's not Halloween. It's snowing. It's Christmas.
You guessed it. Nightmare Before Christmas.
It was the Nightmare Before Christmas. Using all of Lucy's Nightmare Before Christmas props there. And finally, question number 6. Now, this is the extended edit. This is the director's cut. This is this is Zach and Amy Ford, and Butch, of course, with their extended version, which they sent over, which was a minute long when I only asked for 10 seconds. But here we are with Zach and Amy Ford with their fantastic Shoestring Cinema Club. Oh, hang on. Previous. Here we go. Oh, here he comes. Go on, Butch. Go on. You can do it. There you go, Butch. Good lad. Amazing work. Zach Ford, what were you?
And the movie is Monsters, Inc.
It was Monsters, Inc., of course. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was the end of the answers. Thank you so much for being involved. Let's get on. Well, by first and foremost, get yourself get yourself in the chat. Let us know how you did. How do you think you did? I think Dan has. Yeah, Dan's already ready to go. So we have got the album cover contest. Now I need to find where the album covers are now. Are they in here? Oh, here we go. Oh wow, this is already looking incredibly promising. From Brimful of COVID at the 45. What album's that? I'm not entirely sure that. Number 2. That's from Wilf and the Booze Hounds. Again, not entirely sure. Not entirely sure which one this is either. Oh, now that's some top work there. That's stellar work. Hang on, I'm just going to move this over here so you can actually see it a little bit better. That's some really good work there. If you haven't guessed it, it's obviously Abbey Road. What we've got here, this is Pandemic at the Quiz Show. Are we, leave me alone, Dan. Pandemic at a Quiz Show. I'm not entirely sure what this one is. I don't even know what these album covers are. Boy in the corner, that's my brother. Going for the Dizzy Rascal. Incredible work. Love it. Fueled by espresso quarantinis. We've got the Adele. Oh well, look at this. Show of hand sanitizers. Brilliant work on the Andy Warhol Velvet Underground cover. Faith No More there. It's an oven glove from Saturday Night Cabin Fever. With Angel Dust from Faith No More. It looks like an oven glove with a sock or something. It's brilliant work. Kate Bush there from the Rob Zombies from Whitby. Is that Hounds of Love? Yeah, I think so. And with dogs involved as well. Brilliant work. That looks like it should be Carole King, isn't it? Is that Carole King? Tapestry, that's the one. Yeah, Tapestry, Carole King, or just offending everyone. What we got next? What on earth is that? This is from Anything Goes. I've got absolutely no idea what. I can't even figure out what album that's supposed to be. It's Mollywood. The Woodies. Yeah, Molly, you lost me. You've lost me. I'm starting to. I'm starting to worry about myself here because I can't even think of what these albums are. But yeah, the lovely Molly who used to work for us. The War of the Worlds, brilliant. From Saturday Night Cabin Fever. You've already done that. That's a second entry from Saturday Night Cabin Fever with War of the Worlds. Oh, for crying out loud! Who's done this? Well, how have you even like honestly, Matt Shelton? You're going to get us shut down here. There's only one Quizzy Rascal. That's John Mennell's tattoos. Is that? Are you going for the? Is that? Are you going for the? What's it? Springsteen. I'm not doing well at this. Can you actually put? Can you actually put what these album names are on? That's a good one. You can rotate it. Can we rotate this? No, I can't. I presume we're just going for Dark Side of the Moon here. Spice up your life with it's a Spice Girls. Smack Bewitched Up. Is that King Crimson? Yeah, I think. Oh, for God's sake! Back again. Bucks Fizz Greatest Hits from Katie. Thank you very much. Johnny Gill. Wow, you're going for Funeral for a Friend? It's either Funeral for a Friend. Yeah, I think that is Funeral for a Friend, isn't it? That's a corker. Done well there. Self timer. Dan, is this your album cover? I think Dan's just done his own. Anyway, that was an absolutely amazing round of album covers there. Thank you very much, everyone, to have put your album covers in. So we are ready to have a look at the answer. Getting for the winners. Let's have a look. There was 42 points available. We had 57 teams, 201 people playing. Holy moly! Oh, it's a good one. Oh, it's a good one. Oh, it's a good one. So let's start from the top or from the bottom, shall we? Where's the points? Yeah, right. Okay, in joint 22nd place with 12 points, Crazy Cos and Red Hot Chili Lockdown. In 21st place with 13 points, we have got The Breeders. In 20th place with 14 points, John Bon COVID. In 19th place, Smack Bewitched Up with 15 points. 18th place, Claire is Balding with 17 points. Joint 17th place, We've Got No Fecking Chance, and the Kooky Kids with 18 points. Joint 16th, the Ford Escort and the Fold Walker with 19 points. In joint 15th place, oh, loads in here. Joint 15th place with 20 points. Mixtape, Just Me, Double D, Brimful of COVID at the 45, Westsiders, 2 Meter Cinema Club, Bristow and Lloyd, The Fool's Paradise, and Neil and Brahms Porter. That was in 15th place. Joint 14th place with 21 points. Team Granite, the Euler Massive, the Flu Fighters, Thin Quizzy, Scottish Dafties, Quizzy McSnizzle, and Mixtape, all with 21 points. In 13th place, 22 points. We have got There Is Only One Quizzy Rascal, the Glee Team, You Make Lockdown Fun, and Toro Loco. In 12th place with 23 points, Anything Goes, I'm a Stupid Moron, etc., etc. Smells Like Quarantine Spirit, and the No No Song. In 11th place with 24 points, Toy Story, Legs Akimbo, Agentson, Wilf and the Booze Hounds, Adam Has a Ponytail, and Take That COVID-19. In 10th place, with 25 points, Co-Video, Killed the Radio Star, the Bevelonians with a couple of Yorkies, and the Woodies. 9th place, we've got the COVID Ruin and Show of Hand Sanitizer with 26 points. In 8th place, with 27 points, the Sheldon Strike Back, Lord Kitchener's Valets, Quickie Smarts, and the four the four horse cocks of the apocalypse. Thank you for letting me say that out loud. In 7th place with 28 points, I feel included. Well, you do feel included. You're in 7th place. In 6th place, fueled by Espresso Quarantinis, What the Duck, Bruce Quaranstein, and Unplanned One-Man Band with 29 points. And drumroll, please, for 5th place, we have got Team Squish with 30 points. In 4th place, Quizzy Elliott with 31 points. In 3rd place, ladies and gentlemen, in joint 3rd place with Laura Squared and Pandemic at the Quiz Show with 32 points in 3rd place. In joint 2nd place, Saturday Night Cabin Fever and Rob Zombies from Whitby with 33 points. And the winners this evening, in 1st place with 36 points, are the Flat Cappers. Absolutely incredible work. There was 42 points available. The winners got 30. Was it 36? 36. Apparently, we've still got some late entries on the album cover folder, so I will jump back into that in a second. I just realised I do have my winners table, my little whatchamacallit, my Mario Kart thing. So yeah, thank you very much. We'll be back next week. I need to. I'm going to play the intro again because people keep asking me to play the intro. So let's get back up to the intro, shall we?
It's Saturday night in lockdown land, and there's not much else to do. So let's watch Dom get a little bit pissed. It's a 45 music quiz.
There we go. Thank you very much. So we'll be back next week with another round of music bingoing. Not bingoing. How much have I had? 3rd can. Music quizzing. I'm going to have a few more as well. Hope everyone's had a wonderful evening. We will, we'll see you next week. If you could drop us some pennies, paypal.me/FortyFive UK. Tag us in things. Sign up to our newsletter on our website. Our online store is back open again. So we'll be sending out orders of coffee and records and merchandise and all that sort of thing. So if you go to 45uk.com/shop, we will, we'll be sending things out. So thank you very much. We will see you next week for another round of the 45 Music Quiz. We'll see you then.